Net interest margin is at 30-quarter high at about 4.26%.
We'll have to see the growth trajectory in China as they get by the COVID lockdown.
But it was a soft quarter that Container Corp reported. In fact, the net profit was aided by other income.
18,170 is what the Nifty has touched this morning, while the Bank Nifty is gaining from the front, up about 127 points.
I think there have been a few surprises in the results season where I think few segments, especially like Europe, has done better than expected.
We have given earlier the guidance for the current financial year. In the percentage of RAM will be maintained at 55 and the corporate credit will be maintained at 45.
In terms of the fiscal deficit, our expectation is that we consolidate by 50 basis points.
Nifty went and hit an intraday high of 18,200. Then the fall from the top, the slip, the profit booking. We went down to levels of 18,123.
Payment of 7,000 crore rupees had to be made in equated installments ending in July of 2023.
This is the second consecutive quarter of 9% plus margins that Maruti is delivering, which is very good. Nifty is at that 18,114 mark. The high of the day, that is 18,201, has been acting as a resistance.
Well, that was a day so far. Hello and welcome to a fresh new edition of Closing Bell. We are coming to you live from the CNBC-TV18 News Online studios. I am Prashant. With me in the studios here, we have Reema and Surabhi. And of course, our man in the newsroom, Nigel, is with us as well. Guys, hi. Good afternoon. Packed foursome, right? I mean, it's going to be good. Well, you know, 60 minutes to go for close, and things are looking a little off color because the initial gains are all but gone. So the early gains are all but fizzled out. And this is a more flat kind of day, and none of the go-go enthusiasm, which one could feel in the morning, early morning, is there. By the way, the high today on the Nifty is almost exactly the 38% retracement of the full fall, from the all-time high of 18,887 to the 12th of January low. The 38.2% Fibonacci retracement stands at 18,191. We crossed that, I think, by 10 points or so. But broadly, it coincided with that level, and then there was a fall. The 20-day moving average, I mean, which we kind of thought that we'd left behind, well, that comes back into play on the downside, but that stands at about 18,047. Mid caps and small caps are taking it a bit easy. They're down between 0.3%, 0.4%. Market breadth is a little negative. Sectorally, autos is a space which is doing well, and we'll tell you why with stocks like Maruti, Tata Motors, etc. Real estate, PSU banks, and metals are three areas which are under some pressure. So that's a quick note to start the show. Guys, hi.
Hi, so just take a look at the banking names, right? The Nifty Bank is currently down 175 points. Pull up the contribution plate of the Nifty Bank and you would see that HDFC Bank is actually up nearly 150 points. So if it wasn't for HDFC Bank and the up move that we are seeing in HDFC Bank and its contribution to the Nifty Bank, you would have seen a very sharp fall in the banking space. There you have it. The Nifty Bank is down 170 points despite a 150 point up move coming in from HDFC Bank. So in a way, HDFC Bank is single-handedly preventing the Nifty Bank from collapsing. So that's point number one. Apart from that, just to take forward the point that Prashant was talking about, it's the Nifty Auto Index, which is the top sectoral gainer in percentage terms, up 1.2%. Maruti posts numbers. Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto's numbers are yet to come. Third, pull up the IT chart. Now, the Nifty 3-month IT chart would show you that how the recent low on the Nifty IT index was hit sometime in the month of December, and that coincides with the time when HCL Tech had come out with a profit warning. The date was 9th of December. You can see that sharp spike of fall coming through in the in Nifty IT. Since then, that was the bottom for the IT, and since then, as the numbers have come through on, for Q3, you have seen a recovery in IT names. And today, it's a lot about the mid-cap IT names, even the ones which have disappointed, like L&T Tech, LTI Mindtree, Happiest Mind, Emphasis. In fact, all four of these mid-cap IT companies' numbers were not great, Surabhi.
Reema, speaking of mid-caps, actually, that was the part of the market that I was looking at, because that's also telling you that there's no excitement. I mean, the mid-cap index continues to consistently underperform. Today is no exception. We are down about, 0.4% of the mid-cap index. And if you look at the results, I've got a sheet open here, which is results over the last 24 hours. It's actually more negative than positive, or more red than green. Just to name some of the stocks which are still reeling under that sort of a result reaction. On the downside, I mean, look at Tata Communications for that matter, like 4% down. These are not immediate results in the last couple of hours, but the reaction continues even today. Something like a Shoppers Stop, a couple of those names. Colgate, we'll hear more about Colgate as we go, though Colgate actually recovered. The initial sort of gash was slightly deeper when the number hit the screen. It's trying to stage a bit of a comeback. We'll, discuss that with Mangalam in just a bit. But hey, it's not all negative. Guess the number that stood out for me. Guys, it was actually Chalet Hotels. The stock zoomed 7%, and we all know why. Great numbers. And, consumption and travel continues to buzz around. I don't know, any plans you guys are making?
Well, you're showing us dreams, Surabhi.
It's budget season, so yeah, you can only wish.
But one of the travel companies we had spoken to, and he indicated that, consumption is getting hit, but not for travel. So people are actually prioritizing travel, and they're saying, okay, this is the only expense that we're not willing to cut back on. Everywhere else, we're willing to say that, okay, fine, I'm going to let go of this. I can't afford it. Inflation is pinching me. But travel is something that they're saying that, okay, guys, this is the only expense I'm allowing myself.
Totally get that mindset. Yeah. Totally get it.
So travel is actually unaffected, whether it's like,
Absolutely. Well, I think Nigel would concur, right? Nigel, hi.
Yeah, hi, guys. So, first, just getting some news on our sister channel that in Delhi, NCR, there have been some earthquake tremors that have been felt out there. So, just hoping that, in fact, everyone's safe out there. And, all our folks, hope it's not too bad, but that was just an initial flash that did come in there. Getting back to the markets, the 18,200, 18,100 call and the 18,150 call. There's aggressive writing being seen out there. And between those three strikes, the total open interest build-up is 1.5 crore shares. Remember, tomorrow we have expiry that will play out. So just keep that in mind, that 18,150, 18,200, the bears are playing that this level is going to be holding out. The good news, though, is there's writing being seen at around that 18,100 put. And I say that there is writing out there because even when the markets are at the low point of the day, the premium on that one was lower. So that's indicating writing. The premium is around 40 rupees out there. So those that are writing that particular strike, they are counting on that 18,050 odd level holding out. So just want to give the range for the market. Tomorrow you have expiry, 18,050 on the downside, and on the upside, 18,200 is getting sold into numerous times. Today we made multiple attempts. So just keep that in mind, Rima.
Okay, interesting. Nigel, one of the feedbacks that I got from the dealing rooms is that not all HNIs are willing to roll over their positions because next series is going to have the budget. So they're letting some of their positions lapse because they don't want to continue and hold on to. So at least from the HNI desk, that was one of the feedback that perhaps rollovers could be maybe very marginally, but lower because the next series is going to have the budget. But let's tell our viewers what we've lined up on the show today on Closing Bell. Colgate, Maruti reacting to Q3 numbers, a complete fine print coming up on the show.
Bharti Airtel is in focus on the back of a Morgan Stanley note. Key highlights from that note lined up in just a bit.
In important earnings to track for tomorrow, we'll get you expectations from Tata Motors and Dr. Reddy's.
And we're tracking market technicals today with Jay Bala of Cash the Chaos.
And to discuss stock portfolio bets, we've got Rupesh Patel of Nippon India Mutual Fund.
Okay, well, let's get you how to position yourself in the last hour of trade.